I'm coming to you with part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, please go to Shayelle763. That's my YouTube channel. And make sure you subscribe so you can get future notifications and like the video. And if you don't like it, well, that's okay too. It's just not meant for you. But if you find the information that I'm sharing and giving with you, click that like button, send it out and share it, amen, on social media, because I believe this information is so important. We want to have a good time with our children and our families, and we want them to be safe while they're having a good time. We want them to have some wonderful, great memories of their childhood, and that doesn't get to include them being scared or being fearful or I saw monsters. You know, it's really sad a lot of times. I can still remember, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and when I used to go out trick-or-treating and I went out with a parent, and I would see all of these weird costumes. And back in the day, we talking about in the 60s, let me tell you, these people's costumes was homemade. There were really no places, unless you had a lot of money, that you could go and get a costume. Okay. So they put on sheets. They were some of everything from ghosts, goblins, just some crazy stuff. And it was scareful for a small child to walk up and see somebody looking like a ghost or a skeleton or a witch. And I mean, they had the makeup on and everything. I still remember that. And I still remember clinging to my mama's hands too. So now we have all of these different costumes that are available that you can buy in the store. And I just want to encourage parents before I go into part 2 of safety Halloween tips is that, make it fun for your children. There are so many great little things that they can imitate or be, the Jolly Green Giant, or I can think of some of the things that my children and grandchildren, and even a lot of times, let me say to you adults, if you're required to dress up on your job, okay, I can tell you that some members, I ain't gonna say who it was, in my family has dressed up as Lieutenant Uhura with the Star Trek movies. My grandson has been a Star Trooper, and I got a picture of him while he was with 5 little frozen princesses all around, and this was in Head Start, and he was the Star Trooper. I mean, there's all of these different characters that they can be. I even remember somebody in my family was the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's simple, it don't cost a whole lot, and it's not scary, okay? And so, this way they get a chance to really do some fun things for Halloween. And I also remember some of the activities, not just going out trick-or-treating, because for a while it was not safe for you to go out and trick-or-treat. Okay, especially in the big cities, you don't know a lot of the neighborhoods, and so you really want to keep your children safe. And so, fortunately, in most cities now, the malls, if you get to the malls early, as soon as your children get out of school, or you have children that are in preschool, I'm telling you what I know because I've done it. You have children that are in preschool or Head Start, and they get out early, head for the mall, because most of the stores give out candy. All right. And it's free. They'll go in there, and especially if your child has on a costume and they want a costume, they will not allow many of the stores for your child to come in or you to come in with a mask on where they cannot see your face, because they want to keep the customers in the store safe. And then a lot of fun at the mall is that they have other activities that the children can do while they are trick-or-treating. Oh, there's, rides that they can ride. I know I'm here in Texas, and the malls here they just host so many different things and activities. Then they have the little carts that they can ride that look like animals, and your kids will just have a great time in a safe environment. I've taken my grandson to the malls in the Chicago suburbs while we were waiting for his mother to get off from work. This was before COVID, and he just had a great time. And plus, we're indoors, so if it's raining or it's cold outside, you don't have to worry about getting caught in inclement weather, and the children can run and they can play. That's another thing that I talked about in the first video. You always want to be able to see where these children are. Just don't turn them loose, not even in the mall, because we have predators out here. We have people that mean to do evil instead of good, and they'll snatch your children when you're not watching, even in a public place. So please make sure you have them, your toddlers, they like to run, put them in a stroller with a seat belt on it, or either one of these little carts, amen, so that you can see where they are and keep them safe. Because another thing is there's older children, and a lot of times they're so busy having fun that they're not paying attention to the younger children. So, and the younger children, they don't want you holding their hands. They'll tell you, I'm not no baby, turn me loose. But you have to use caution, people. So I want to tell you, the malls is one. Another place you can take children is a lot of nonprofit organizations, especially many of the churches that don't want the children out on the streets are having events. And if Halloween is on a weekend like it is in 2025, it's on this Friday, they're going to be partying all weekend long. And so many of the churches in different states that I know have had special events for the children to come to, and they're having a great time. And some of the fun things that I remember doing during the Halloween was making caramel apples. We did them at home, and my mom bought a bag of apples and dip them in the caramel, and we got our own nuts, mixed nuts, and dipped them in there. That's a good, safe treat for you and your children. We made chocolate bonbons. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Amen. I'm going to be doing some for the pastor's kitchen for Thanksgiving. Chocolate bonbons. Good. They about as good as your Reese's peanut butter cups. Now, I'm not talking about to give these out at treats. I'm talking about for treats at home for you and your family. Amen. And they're nutritious and they're healthy. And I've just seen a whole bunch, even the grocery store here, Kroger's, had different ideas that they sent out for Halloween, different things that you can make for your children to eat that were nutritious as well as good. And then there's activities. Listen, they don't have to get on TV and watch TV. Amen. You could do some things like that. Here's another good one. If it's nice and warm outside, get a great big bucket, put some warm water in there, put some apple or some fruit. We use apples, but you can use oranges, anything, any type of fruit that will float, and put it in the water and let them bob for it. Now, listen, the little ones, you got to be careful because they'll stick their head all the way in the water or even fall over in there. So you got to be careful that they don't hurt themselves, but you want to give them the opportunity to apple bobbing is another one. And then I remember we used to, with the family, when you have a lot of children, amen, there's just different activities that you could do in your own backyard, and just make it fun for them, hiding treats, amen, in the yard, and giving them a certain amount of time to go find it. You can even get the little baskets and put the candy in there. I'm talking about the small ones, and put the candy in there and hide it, and then give them 3 or 4 minutes to go find the candy that you've hidden. Sometimes you don't want your children to go out. but you have to create some type of activity in their environment where they can be safe if you're not going to take them out. And they still can have a good time. They still can have fun. And my last reminder is take pictures. Oh, you really want to take pictures. I have pictures of, I don't think I have any of my children. If I do, I got to find them. But I got pictures of my grandchildren in their costumes. And they are just some of the cutest things you want to see. Boys and girls. And they were safe. Okay. Nothing scary. Nothing that, will be frightening for another child. And also, they need to have an understanding of why it is so important for them to be with an older adult or a guardian. And if they leave with an older sibling, make sure that you give them instructions on where to go, and if something should happen, where you will meet them. This is so important in our day and time, because if many of you parents, you don't drive, okay? And if you just turn the kids out loose and don't tell them to be home by a certain time, or say, I'm going to meet you. Even if you go to the mall, and I know many of you have more than one or two children, you got children of different ages, have a meeting place. I will meet you back here in the food court. I'll meet you here at the entrance of the mall. Don't even have them go outside to meet you at the car. That is not safe. Have a place where they can meet you and be safe. Okay. So these are just some of the tips I want to leave with you. And I hope you watch video number 1. Amen. This is the real deal. Again, I say to you, this is not AI. I am Apostle Loretta Williams. And if you don't like my video, you don't have to watch it. God bless you.